Hello, my name is Nicholas Montez, and you're watching my YouTube channel, Nicholas Montez. Welcome back to another YouTube channel, everybody. I'm so excited to have y'all back here together again. And in today's video, we're going to be discussing something very cool, because today, on Disney Plus, we got a new Disney nature film called Polar Bear, which basically is the Disney nature documentary about polar bears. So let's go ahead and get started talking about Polar Bear. So for me, I personally really enjoyed this film. Pretty much for all of the Disney nature films, I enjoy them a bit enough. My favorite one of the bunch are Monkey Kingdom, just because it's so fun, and the way everything looks is just great. And pretty much all these films look great. I had a few problems with African Cast, but I still think it's really good. And this is just another great addition to these movies. Documentaries, actually. And, in the way that they tell their stories, making the animals characters of their stories, except actual people, I kind of think it's kind of cool, and you follow up with the story of exploring it, and how all these polar bears are dealing with climate change, and how it has to do with family changes, and meeting other ice polar bears, and all of this stuff, and the way that they're trying to eat, and all that stuff. It's all cool, but it's also done with all the great shots. I mean, all these shots, whether it's like big shots of ice or polar bears walking, it's just absolutely astounding. And there's even parts, and then of course I think the big thing you gotta talk about is the fact that we actually get to see polar bears doing adorable things, whether they're like rolling on their backs, which honestly, it kind of reminded me a lot of when my dog is like rolling on her back, and I'm like, this exactly reminds me of my dog, and I'm like, this is the cutest thing ever. And then beyond that, there are some pretty gross stuff, especially when they like eat like whale guts, but that didn't really bother me, because if I was a polar bear, I probably would think that looks delicious, but it does look gross though. And then there are some pretty emotional moments when some of the polar bears do die from cold exhaustion, which I thought was very emotional. And then when you get to the end and the daughter finally has her child, and it's going to teach her to be the best polar bear in this world, I think it satisfies on a great note. So for me, that's the good on this one. Now let's move on to the bad. Now, I don't have big major issues with this movie. I guess you could say that as much as I love the way they do the shots in this film, and all the shots in this movie of whether it's close up with the polar bears themselves, or the shots of the entire Arctic themselves, all of that's beautiful. The specific way, in the way that they show like the shots of polar bears swimming, and like up above, like literally above their heads, makes it seem kind of weird. And they don't like just do it for a little bit of time. They kind of use it for a very long period of time, and I'm not the biggest fan of that, and it's like, I want to see it up close. Like, I don't want to see it from a far distance. Like, I've never really seen any other Disney nature film do this, so this is kind of like the first one I noticed that. But overall, that's really all the issues I had. That's my review for Polar Bear. Before I give my final score, be sure to comment down below, what were your thoughts on Polar Bear? Did you guys love it? Did you guys hate it? Where in between? Let me know all your thoughts down below in the comment section below. I won't be doing a Disney nature ranking, just because I haven't seen all the movies, so it will be impossible to do that. But with that said, let's go ahead and get on with my scores. Alright, so that's it for my scores. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.